Alright, so last episode we took on Real Madrid in the second leg of the Copa del Rey semi-finals, in which we opened the scoring here, making it 2-0 overall and 1-0 on the night, with Julian Alvarez would then double our lead here on the day, make it 3-0 overall, so we would sim the rest of the game and get a 4-0 victory. In the end, De Jong would get a goal later in the game. But as you can see, we then took on Atletico Madrid in the Champions League quarter-finals, in which we had guilty challenges there early on to score goals, but Lamine Yamal and Fermin Lopez couldn't score. And this would come back to haunt us, as in this game, Alex Baena would put them ahead, but we would answer back pretty much instantly. A great ball over the top to Lamine Yamal, who would score to make it 1-1. And then the second leg, we would sim it and knock Atletico Madrid out of the Champions League. But after that, it was ended up against Celta Vigo, who are bottom of the table, and they somehow made it all the way through to the Copa del Rey final. And Julian Alvarez once again continued his red-hot form for the series, scoring twice inside the first 30 minutes. In the second half, things would get even worse for them, as we'd make changes to rest some first-team players ahead of the big game against PSG after this one here, which we'll start today's episode off with. And as you'll see, Heung-min Son will come on and not score only once. He would score twice, and Yildiz getting the assist again here. But that wasn't it. Heung-min Son wasn't content with two. He wanted a third. And Yildiz got the assist to get him his hat-trick and see us win 6-0 against Celta Vigo and lift our second trophy this season in the Copa del Rey. Let's get into today's episode, which should be a big one. And to start today's episode off, we're going to take on PSG in the semi-finals of the Champions League. However, Julian Alvarez picked up a suspension in this one. Well, he picked up a suspension in the last game against Atletico Madrid because, well, before he joined us, he picked up, guessing, too many yellow cards whilst he was at Atletico Madrid and picked up one for us, which saw him get arrested. Alvarez won't be with us for this game, so I'm going to play Heung-min Son in the striker right after how good he performed last episode in that game against Celta Vigo. So he's going to play striker as the advance forward. I'm tempted to play Rashford, actually. You know, we'll start Rashford and we'll bring his Son up if we need to. But as you can see, the team's looking pretty good. Ferran Torres is a player we're going to have to let go next season because he wants to leave the team. He wants to play first-team football. And you have to also just that we cash in on Rafinha before he turns 30 and get a lot of money for him, and then move either Yildiz to left mid or sign Nico Williams from Atletico Bilbao to take over that role in the team. Also, you said we should sell Frenkie de Jong, as he's an older player as well. But I don't want to sell Frenkie de Jong. He's a player that's given his all to Barcelona. He could have left Barcelona 2-3 seasons ago when they had that issue with his contract, when they weren't paying him the money. He could have left then, and it would have been fair. But he's stuck to Barcelona. He loves Barcelona. He's a player that's going to give his all to this club until he's forced to leave or has to leave or whatever happens, or he retires, whatever the issue is, that season leave Barcelona in the end of real life. But in this series, I want to keep him in the team as a player that is just a player that loves Barcelona. And I feel like he's such a great player in this team, and letting go of him will be a massive error for us in the squad because he's a player that doesn't really get the most amount of shine in the episodes, but he's a player that I just love in the game. It's incredible. Let's get into this game now after a long waffle of an intro and hopefully defeat PSG here away from home in Paris. I think it was in the end. It's Fermin. Plays for Rafinha. So this would have been the final last year if Inter didn't knock out Barcelona. As Pedri, finesse shot from the Spaniard early on in this game, and that's a great finish from Pedri into the top corner. I can't think of the last time I scored a finesse shot from outside the box like that in this game. They're so rare to score unless you have the finesse shot plus or whatever in this game. I don't really score them that often. But Pedri has just scored an absolutely incredible goal to put us ahead early on in this game. A fantastic finish there. Wraps it into the far corner, into the top corner. No saving out for Chevalier. The Frenchman couldn't get to it. And it's 1-0 Barca early on in the Parc des Princes. Coutinho over the top, looking for Kvaratskhelia, who's offside. PSG now. Fermin through to Lamine Yamal. A great play there. Yamal, who's offside though. Osman Dembele. Go forward into Desiree Doué. Good defending from Bardi again, honestly. He's made like 4 or 5 big challenges in this game already. Nuno inside here to Kvaratskhelia, back here to Nuno. Shot taken, and that's going to go wide of the post from Fabian Ruiz. De Jong, what's the play here? Back to Yamal. And again, inside to Fermin. Drilling into Rashford, and Rashford takes the touches. Inside, Chevalier, there goes save. Comes back to De Jong. finesse shot from the Dutchman, not the best. I'll make some changes pretty soon, bring on Kenan Yildiz to Desiree Doué. Oh, there's done well to find out Hakimi, and he's somehow got past us. I'm holding L2 there with Kabasi to get his body in front of Hakimi, and he just moves across him. I really need out. Heung-min Son doesn't have the pace he used to. Can hold up the play. Get it here to Yildiz. Back into Son. I should have taken a shot with Yildiz. It's over complicated that. It's a draw in the first leg. We definitely missed Julian Alvarez at striker. Rashford at striker doesn't work. I mean, he doesn't have the advance forward, plus yet, but this game was kind of just a very much midfield battle. As you can see, the best players in this game were midfielders and defenders. Alejandro Balde should be higher rated than that. He played great. He was our best player. Other than Pedro getting the goal, he should have been man of the match in my opinion. Overall, not the best game, but again, a game against PSG in the Champions League is going to be a cagey affair, and it's getting to the second leg, and hopefully defeat them there. But I believe beforehand we have to face Real Madrid in the Liga to try and keep pace with them at the top of the table. And what the game I'm thinking of against Real Madrid is actually after this one here, after we find our fate, or after we find out what our fate's going to be in the Champions League. Let's get into this one. Julian Alvarez back into the squad after serving his suspension in the Champions League. Let's get into this game at the Camp Nou and hopefully defeat PSG here to head into the final of the Champions League to either face Real Madrid or Manchester City, depending on how that goes in the other semi-final. Oh, Pacho. Desiree Doué. There's Pedri, 92 rated now in this team. Sema Yamal. Alvarez. Firmino through to Rafinha, who's offside. Back to Yamal, who's onside this time. Yamal shoots, Chevalier saves, and it doesn't fall back to Julian Alvarez. That's two efforts for Yamal already in this game. Similar efforts, finesse shots on his left foot there. He hasn't scored, but Rafinha's been played free. This time he's onside. Rafinha shoots and scores. Have been all over PSG in the first 14 and a half minutes. And Rafinha, who's a player that we might be selling next season if you guys want me to do so. I'm bringing Nico Williams from Athletic Bilbao into the squad. Like I said, I personally don't want to really let go of Rafinha, but he's a player that's turning 30 pretty soon. A player that's been incredible for not Real Madrid. A player that's been incredible for Barcelona in the past couple of seasons. But we could get Nico Williams into the squad and let go of Rafinha. If you guys want to see that, we'll do so next season. And Rafinha here opens up the scoring in this one here, makes it 2-1. And we've been all over them in this game. We deserve the lead. And hopefully we can continue playing the football we're playing so far, because we've been looking great in this game here. We're still it again. Pedri. Yamal. Firmino. Back to Yamal. And forward back into Firmino Lopez. And Firmino makes it 3 overall. 4 minutes after scoring the first, we scored a second in this one, and it's Firmino Lopez who scores in Yamal. That was a great assist from him, a great ball through. Firmino Lopez made the perfect run there to get the pass. You can see right there, just pokes it through, and then Firmino holds off Marquinhos, blasts it into the back of the net. I was thinking about playing the pass there too, Julian Alvarez, but I thought it might have got intercepted, so I just took the shot, and Chevalier should probably do better there, but the Frenchman couldn't stop the Spaniard. It's 3-1 overall, and what a start to this game we've had. She back into it. Obviously, he did not score for them in the first leg. It was Hakimi. There's Kvaratskhelia. Should have get him back in, and John Garcia got saved, but it falls straight to do away. But thankfully, he made a massive error there. Ousmane Dembele. There is Frenkie de Jong. That's a ball through to Julian Alvarez, who might be onside, and Alvarez is onside, and it could be 4 overall. Inside 34 minutes has been an absolute demolition of PSG away, well, at home for us, but away from home for them. And we're going to play till half time, and I'm going to sim the rest of the game at half time, because we're 4-1 up in this tie. 3-0 on the night. Julian Alvarez back from suspension, scores for us, and the team is just playing different in this game. This is more like the Barcelona we've had all season long. The last game was a bit of a poor performance from this squad. It wasn't a bad performance, but it wasn't the best. But here, a return to form. Here is Yamal. He's running through, and it could be 5 overall. Nuno Mendes can't stop him. Pacho is there, but Chevalier makes the save. That's 3 goals has denied Jamal from getting in this game. Alvarez should be on, and Alvarez puts it wide. That's him to the end. And it's going to end up being a 5-0 victory on the night. 2 goals in the second half from Alvarez and also Yildiz to beat them 6-1 overall. And 5-0 on the night to send us through into the final of the Champions League. But our next game is going to be against Real Madrid. Let's get into that one and hopefully win that one as well. And well, as you can see by the league table, we're 3 points behind Real Madrid. We're top of the table on 86 points. If we win this game, we go level on points with them. And then we do have some hard games coming up at the end of the season. We have Atletico Madrid, we have Real Betis, we've got Valencia as well. But they're games that we should win. Let's get into this one now. Other than Atletico Madrid, we could lose them. We have beaten them every time we face them in the series of a draw in the Champions League. But that doesn't really count as a Champions League. But you know what I mean? In the league, we're beating them every time we face them. Let's get into this one now against Real Madrid, in which we could somehow see ourselves at least have a chance at winning the title at the end of the season. Classico of the season in real life, and also in this game, in the series, we've lost it 1-0 with Fede Valverde scoring the only goal of the game in our first game of this series. So me and Cop went ahead against Shermany, to be expected though. Ardagula, this was just by Balde. Shermany's there again. Kabasi, love that from you. Fermin. Out here to Rafinha. Rafinha now wants to play. Back here into Alvarez. He should be onside, but Militao. He was offside. The pass was meant for me to begin with anyway, as you can see by the run he's making. But again, for some reason, passed it to Julian Alvarez. Ball through to Yamal. Cuts back. Takes it a little bit too far out wide though. De Jong. Alvarez inside to Fermin Lopez. Great play. A great move by Fermin. The pass from Alvarez was incredible, but the touch from Fermin Lopez was insane. That made the goal. The pass from Alvarez is incredible. That is an insane pass. You know, the flair, everything about it was incredible. The precision. But the touch here from Fermin. Watch this again. He just takes it away from, I believe, Rudiger or Militao, one of the two, I'm not too sure who it is. It's Rudiger, I thought it was. He takes it away from him and just smashes it into the top corner to put us 1-0 up here in a game that, as you can see, has massive title implications. If we win this game, we're level on points going into the final 4 or 5 games of the season, in which we have some big ones, but we could somehow see ourselves win the league title. I'm not going to put my hopes on it because, well, we've got hard games, and I'm guessing Madrid have easier games because we've got Atletico Madrid, we've got Betis, like I mentioned. You're just slightly overrun the ball there. Yamal steals it. Alvarez gets it. Fermin. Pedri. Back to Fermin Lopez. Ball through to Rafinha. Great touch, and that's 2-0. What are we seeing here? I'll tell you what we're seeing. A hostile takeover of La Liga. Obviously, Barca did win the league title last season in real life, but Madrid have been top of the table all season long and look like they're going to win at IRL. But Rafinha, what a touch that was inside, and a great finish. That's a great goal again from us to make it 2-0. And this game could become easier for us. If we make it 3 or 4, I might send the rest of it. So this episode might be a 30+ minute episode. Judging by the games, we do have Mbappe. What a save from Garcia. And Walk Up winning teammate. Right, what's just coming in? Oh, that's a red. Surely that's a red. Taking out Fermin Lopez from behind. Just before the half-time break, and Rudy is only getting the yellow. Granted, it isn't last man, but it's through on goal. There's no intent to play the ball. That should be a red card. Trying to do something there. I'm trying to just drag the ball backwards, but it did that skill move instead because of that. Mbappe, good defender from Kabasi. I hate when defenders take a touch back towards the goal there when they intercept it. Against us in the end. Pedri, Rafinha, Fermin. That's going to be offside, isn't it? Yep. It's a good finish, but it's offside. Vinicius to Bellingham. Ball through. There's a good pass into Mbappe. Mbappe does score. It's 2-1. 75 minutes gone. And Mbappe puts them back into it. They go too far, not too short. Ball into the box though. Kunde. There we go, we get it out. Yildiz though. Needs an option. That's really Bargy, the young Swede. Back in here to Yildiz. Yildiz can find him and Son. And he's been linking up well in this series. And Son makes it 3-1. And like I said, you saw in the intro, Kenan Yildiz and Heung-min Son, they have some great link-up play. I don't know what works between them, but somehow these two just work together so well. And Yildiz gets another assist for Heung-min Son's goal. And it's 3-1 here. And that should be the game done. And we should be now level on points with Real Madrid top of the table going into the final 4 or 5 games of the season, in which, like I said, we have Atletico Madrid, Real Betis. It's the 2 biggest games. But the issue is, since we're level on points, all Madrid need to do is keep winning. I mean, we have the better head-to-head record. I think it's head-to-head, right, in La Liga. I don't think it's on goal difference or points tally like that. Well, what points tally it is. But, you know, in goal difference, I don't think it makes a difference. I think it's on head-to-head. And we have been level in terms of La Liga wins, but Gavi can't beat really good else. So they beat us the first time round. We're beating them here the second time round. There's going to be an interesting final few games of the season as we now go level, top of the table with this victory here. Let's get into the final couple of games of the La Liga season and hopefully somehow win the league title as well as the Champions League at the end of the episode. And we're up against bottom of the table Deportivo Alaves. It's Gosan Yamal who came in and got a goal instantly. Ferran Torres and also Kenan Yildiz to see ourselves get to 3 points and keep ourselves in the title picture here. And up against Real Betis at home, it's Yamal and also Alvarez getting goals in this one to see us get the victory here. And by the way, right now, we might have just made ourselves guaranteed champions of the Liga, depending on Madrid's results elsewhere. We'll have a look in a second though, before we get into the game against Atletico Madrid, which is up next. And well, as you can see, by some miracle and a late collapse in the season by Real Madrid, in the biggest games of their season, they drew against Oviedo. I saw that in the game that we beat Deportivo Alaves, and they drew against Oviedo 2-2. But as you can see right here, winning this one against Atletico Madrid will see ourselves win La Liga ahead of Real Madrid. I did not expect that. We've won the SuperCopa, we've won the Copa de España, or the Copa del Rey. We're going to win La Liga here, hopefully, if we beat Atletico Madrid and don't flop it. And also, the Champions League is up for grabs at the end of the episode, so we could win the quadruple in our first season here. And I thought we'd have to do another season to win a treble. I thought this season would have been just the Champions League, maybe, and the Copa del Rey, and also the SuperCopa. The league title would have been next season, but I did plan to do 2 seasons here with Barcelona. And you guys in the comments below, let me know if you still do want to see 2 seasons, if we do obviously go on to win the Champions League and La Liga here. Let's get into this one though, up against Atletico Madrid at home here and see ourselves lift the La Liga title. And Frankie de Jong, the captain, is going to be the guy to do so. Let's get into this one here and hopefully beat Atletico Madrid. Against them in the first leg of the Champions League, obviously we then saw the second leg and won that game. But here we're looking to just beat them outright in our home stadium and lift the La Liga title for a second season in a row. Rafinha across to Fermin Lopez, and that's 1-0. And what a player Fermin Lopez is in this game, by the way. He is unbelievable. It's not often a player lower rated than someone like Dani Olmo takes over and just, I don't care about selling a player like Dani Olmo. I let him go to also because his release squad got hit anyway. I couldn't do anything about it, but even without that, I would have sold him because Fermin Lopez is the guy for that cam role. Dani Olmo is a player that I do want to use in the future somewhere else in another series. I think he would be great for us in another team. Because what we did see from him in this one, when we did use him before we let him go, he was great. But Fermin is just unbelievable. As a shutter striker, he is just incredible. I can't explain it. Some players just have that ability, you know what I mean? They're just all good in the game. And Fermin Lopez this year is that guy. As Mittelstadt gets the ball away to Fermin Lopez. Lovely pass there, Yamal. De Jong. Good play there, Yamal. We'll get to lift the Champions League if we do win it. He'll be the captain for that game. Currently linked to Man United quite heavily. Pedri steals it. Yamal takes it down. It turns back around there. Alvarez. Pedri hits it near post. Oh, Black Logo save. Yamal, got a good defender in there from him. Marcos Llorente. It's good work there from Alvarez to win the ball back off Jose Maria Jimenez. He made such a massive error at the back. He thought he had more time. But Alvarez pounced against his former team and scores to get his 21st goal in 29 games. Obviously, before joining us, he had 14 goals. Well, for Atletico Madrid, some of the Champions League and some in La Liga. But since joining us, he has been another level. You'll see by his goal study at the end of the season, he could be a Ballon d'Or winner. He genuinely could be a Ballon d'Or winner. The same with Yamal, the same with Rafinha. But Julian Alvarez, he is so good in this game. Gallagher here. Ball to Alex Baena. Baena now, Treble cross into the box, looking for Alexander Sorloth. And that's going to be a good defender from Araujo against him. Ball forward into Julian Alvarez though. And Alvarez, against his former team again, scores. And you know what, this time, we'll show respect against them. Because I forgot to do it for the first goal. Obviously, we're not playing at their home stadium, so showing respect doesn't really make any sense. But at the same time, it's against his former team. And Alvarez, what a finish that is. It's 3-0. It was fun to just stop using this team. I mean, because we're literally taking them over just before January. We're in like November, October time. For me, probably could have been a fourth there. Someone like that. But again, I just don't feel like replacing him. I feel like he's such a good player. Oh no, that's bad defending for me. That's great defending for me there though. That's even better defending there for me. How is that a pen? Nah. It's the same referee that gave Rudiger only a yellow card. Headbutt him. I don't care, headbutt him. How is it? Got the ball. Got the ball. That's a fair challenge. Now Lewandowski against us is going to score this penalty because Lewandowski is insane at penalties. Oh, he went right. And Lewandowski scores. That penalty doesn't sit right with me. Rafinha, that's got to be a red, surely. 2 players going in on... This referee, man. This referee. Someone check his bank balance because he's refereed 2 games in this episode against Real Madrid and also Atletico Madrid. And he's given a dodgy penalty to Atletico Madrid. He didn't send off Rudiger when he should have been sent off. And now he's given a favourable yellow card to Atletico Madrid there in a just challenge that should have been a red card. And here they come, maybe one last consolation goal for them. Come on, John Garcia, lad. Why have you run at that angle? That's so frustrating. But it's going to be 3-2. Madrid get, a scoreline that favours them in their way. A dodgy penalty in that goal later on. But it doesn't matter because we are crowned champions of La Liga. I did not expect it at the start of the season, but somehow we managed to do it. Let's cut to the trophy lift. And after this game, get into the Champions League final. And like I said in the comments down below, depending on the outcome of the Champions League, if we do manage to win it, let me know down below if you want to see us move on to a different team or do a season 2 again and win 2 Champions Leagues and win a treble again in the domestic treble in Spain with Barcelona. I think it was, that'd be great. But Frankie Long steps up to lift his 3rd trophy of this season, the SuperCopa, the Copa del Rey, and also now the La Liga title. Not sure why he's lifted it by the base, he should lift it by the handles, but it is where it is. But he lifts La Liga. And after this, we now have the Champions League where Yamal's going to be the captain and hopefully gets to win his first ever Champions League trophy. Let's get into that one against Manchester City and see us hopefully become quadruple champions here this season. Seems before the Champions League final, one of our players has been handed the Player of the Season award for La Liga, handed by David Beckham, and it's going to be Vinicius Jr. So why are we getting shown this? He's not our player. Why are we getting shown Vinny getting handed Player of the Season? We don't care about this. Why are we being shown this? It doesn't matter. Why are we being shown this? And well, here we are, the first time since 2015 a Champions League finals. Barcelona did win that trophy that season with the likes of Neymar, Luis Suarez and Messi in that team. Obviously Iniesta and Xavi still playing at that time. But here we are with a new generation, the likes of Yamal, the likes of Fermin Lopez, Pedri, Kabasi, Raúl Balde, etc. Let's get into this one up against Pep Guardiola's Manchester City, and we're going to put them into the home kit because we're not going to play against the rain kit. Personally, I don't hate the kit. It's kind of like a kit, I wouldn't wear it, but I don't hate it. It's one of those, but we're going to put them in the home kit. It makes sense for that to happen. Let's get into this game at the Stadium Olympic and hopefully win the Champions League here to crown ourselves quadruple champions this season. I see Yamal lift his first ever Champions League here. Gvardiol just does it back low. Doku. And there's Araujo. Oh no. Thankfully Horn and somehow missed that. He's signed for Man City in Career Mode this year. Fermin Lopez finesse from him, blocked low. It's going to be a handball against us as well. To Johnny Reinders. Bernardo Silva. Frankie de Jong. Blocked by Gvardiol. Back low into Frankie de Jong. Not past him for Yamal, but we make it work. And that's going to be a yellow card for Bernardo Silva. You'd imagine so. And it is. Ball through to Doku, who has the pace, the Belgian. Two options, pass or shoot. He doesn't do it either because Araujo, fantastic defending from him there. Lovely play there for Fermin. Back through to Yamal. That's a great bit of play. And Yamal, can he score to make it 1-0 in the Champions League final? Denied there by Gianluigi Donnarumma. Yamal now inside Alvarez, obviously former Man City player. A player that I do wish we still had in the team. And Alvarez, great play from us here. That should be a tap-in, but that's great defending from Upamecano. See, Upamecano had a bad game against Man City a few years ago in the Champions League, but he's now playing for them. Fermin hits it. Fermin, that's a great goal. I thought I'd hit it. You never know. And that's an absolutely incredible finisher. Catching Donnarumma off guard. He did not expect Fermin to hit that. I just thought, why not? It's a great assist from Frankie de Jong, and Fermin Lopez on the half volley has just rifled that one into the back of the net. That's a fantastic goal. Peasant Kenan Yildiz as cams and stuff like that, and Gavi. Mamouche would be incredible. This could get out of hand for City here. Pedri, Rafinha is through, and Rafinha, the Brazilian, and he scored to make it 2-1, and he does so. Low driven shot, and it's 2-0 just like that. The floodgates have opened here in Germany for the Champions League final in the Stadion Olympic. And Rafinha, who might not be a Barcelona player next season, has scored here for us in the Champions League final. If we do sell him, and if we do a season 2, he'll be a big loss for us in the team. Obviously, a player that Nico Williams coming in will be incredible for us and should perform well in the team. But this team is just incredible. It's insane how good this team is. As the football we can play with this team is next level. I mean, the football we played with Wolves was incredible. Leverkusen, Roma. But here with this Barcelona team, it is just flawless. Yamal now. Oh, that's good defending from Gvardiol. Just gets his body in the way there. Yamal, oh, lovely move, definitely. Can he make it free? Yamal, Donnarumma denies him again, no. Lovely play here. Gonna be Yamal. Just finding the space for Jules Koundé there. Jules Koundé, the Frenchman, hits it. Donnarumma has to make the save. Bernardo Silva, Jules Koundé makes a block. Rafinha, hit to Fermin. Ball through to Julian Alvarez, the former Man City man. Can he score? And he does not. How has he missed that then? Lopez to Lamine. Yamal, the captain, and Donnarumma has to deny him again. A great save. That's 3 goals that Yamal could have scored if it wasn't for the wacky inflatable arm mad Italian goalkeeper in Donnarumma. That's an insane save. That's just the height of Donnarumma. He barely left the ground and he saved that. Most goalkeepers jump really high to save that goal. He just had to literally do a tiny little jump. Pedri, oh, that's incredible. Pedri, oh, gee, how? Oh, lovely bit of skill. This time, can he finally get a goal? He deserves a goal in this final, and he gets one. It's been denied by Donnarumma 3 times before this one, with some insane saves. Lamine Yamal, the captain for this game, finally gets a goal he deserves to make it 3-0. And it's a great goal as well, the flip-flap inside. Right there, beats Gvardiol and gets inside, burst of pace, and a great finish there to make it 3-0 towards a Man City. Well, Donnarumma tried his best to save them, but in the end, we are just unstoppable and unbreakable at the back as well. It's great defending from Jules Koundé. He could have scored in this game if it wasn't for Donnarumma. Oh no. Foden. Bardet blocks it, but it almost falls back to the Englishman. Ball through to Haaland. John Garcia makes a save and catches it there. And it's a 3-0 victory. And what a game that was. Man City, attacking-wise, were awful. Donnarumma saved them as much as he could, but in the end, he could only stop us as many times as he did. And they conceded 3 goals. Firmino, Rafinha, and also Yamal scoring some incredible goals to win us this trophy, to win us the Champions League. Let's see Yamal lift his first ever Champions League in the number 10 as the captain of Barcelona. And well, here we are after winning the quadruple, and this one is the cherry on top, the final one for us to win the Champions League. We've done so. And Yamal, like I said, stepping up to lift his first ever Champions League. The red and blue ribbons finally back on the Champions League trophy after 10 plus years since they've won it. Obviously back in 2015 they did it, and it was Neymar who was the young talent at Barcelona at the time, but now it's Lamine Yamal who's lifting the trophy in the iconic number 10, and Yamal lifts his first ever Champions League. The question is, would it be a second for him in season 2? If they do end up doing the season 2, that's up to you guys down below. Let's get into the menu, look at the stats, and do the outro right there. And well, as you can see by the stats, like I said, Julian Alvarez could be a Ballon d'Or contender after just winning the Champions League. 34 goals and 11 assists for the Argentinian. We're converted into a cam. He's also got to be playing striker for us, but I made him a cam so he can learn to play shadow striker. But as you can see, Rafinha, 19 and 18, will be a big player for us to lose next season. But if we do a season 2, you guys would like me to sell him, let me know down below and bring Nico Collins into the squad. Yamal could have had even more goals, honestly. Like 16 and 13 is great, but he could have had so much more. You know, especially, you saw it in the Champions League final. Donnarumma denied him 3 times before he finally got his goal. He could have had 4 goals in that final if it wasn't for Donnarumma. Fermin Lopez, 13 and 14. What can I say? Fermin Lopez, that's what I need to say about that. Pedri, 12 and 8. Ferran Torres is a player we're going to let go if we do a season 2 because he's requested a transfer. I don't think I can. Yeah, as you can see, he's requested a move away from the club. Rashford, 12 and 4. Not a bad player for us, but obviously, like, next season, I think we're going to see more from Rashford. Kenan Yildiz the same, 9 and 8 from him. De Jong, 5 and 10. Heung-min Son, he only played 6 games. How did he only play 6 games for us? He scored 4 goals though, but I thought he got subbed in the second team. I've got him on the bench for the second team. I thought he would have played more games than that. But I mean, 4 and 6 for Son. He's going to have a -2. Let me know if we should keep him around for season 2 if we do a season 2, as I keep saying. But what a season it's just been. A quadruple win. I did not expect La Liga to be won this season, but we managed to do so. Drop a comment below if you want to see season 2. And as always, thank you for watching. Drop a like and subscribe. And goodbye.